Out front next, the purge. Republicans trying to oust anyone not in lockstep with Trump. One congressman even disowned by members of his family. Is this a sign the GOP is now truly the party of Trump? Plus, CNN obtaining new security video of the deadly Capitol Hill riot, as one Republican senator is now questioning if it was an armed insurrection. And President Biden hitting the road to sell his COVID relief plan, but some of his supporters are worried he won't be able to deliver on his promises. Let's go out front. And good evening, I'm Erin Burnett. Welcome to a special edition of Out Front. Tonight, Republicans getting revenge on Republicans who voted Trump guilty. In North Carolina, a meeting going on at this moment as I speak to censure Senator Richard Burr. This after Burr voted to hold Trump responsible for the insurrection, detailing his reasons, and his conclusion summarized, quote, "The facts are clear. By what he did and by what he did not do, President Trump violated his oath of office to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States." Senator Bill Cassidy also censured by the GOP in his state of Louisiana for his vote to convict. Look, this is upsetting because it reflects a dark and deep reality, the party now reflecting the basest of its base. Tonight, Congressman Adam Kinzinger, who also voted to impeach Trump in the House, sharing this letter. We'll put it up so you can see the letter. A letter he received from members of his own family. There it is. It's a 2-page handwritten letter obtained by the New York Times. And it reads in part, "Oh my, what a disappointment you are to us and to God. We were once so proud of your accomplishments. Instead, you go against your Christian principles and join the devil's army." They add, "You have embarrassed the Kinzinger family name." Look, this is upsetting to read. It's a family with a giant rift in it. These are real people. This is a real letter. They really believe these things. They deserve empathy. This is not satire. But instead of asking why people feel this way and working to stop the lies, to change that they believe, this utter pile of nonsense, the GOP in states across this country and the Republican National Committee itself is feeding the flames of the feelings that cause a letter like this to even be written. At the same time, today, President's Day, the GOP tweeting this image of Trump next to Mount Rushmore. Remember the dream, he wants to be there? The caption, "Today we honor the many great presidents that have made America the amazing country that it is." And look at the crowd of supporters cheering on the man the GOP is honoring tonight, waving Trump signs as he drives by them in West Palm Beach, Florida. This is what we heard from them today. Again, these are real people. This is a real crowd of supporters today, and they really believe this great lie. And you may, just like Mitt Romney, Richard Burr, and Susan Collins, and Bill Cassidy, and Lisa Murkowski, and Ben Sasse, and Pat Toomey, and Adam Kinzinger, you may hope that the people who say Adam Kinzinger has joined a devil's army are not actually controlling the Republican Party right now. You'd like to think it's just a random fringe outlier. But that is not true, because they are controlling the Republican Party. This is way bigger than just that one letter to Adam Kinzinger. According to a new Quinnipiac poll, 3 out of 4 Republicans, last I checked, that is 75%, want to see Trump play a big role in the GOP. So look, Republicans may only be 25% of the population, but these are all real people, and they really believe this. And while there are profiles in courage across the Republican Party, and we've seen many of them in recent days, the most dangerous players right now are those who do not really believe in any of these wild lies, as Mitch McConnell calls them. They don't believe in it, but they are willing to peddle the lies even now. And Exhibit A, yet again, is Lindsey Graham, who today says, quote, "Trump plus is the ticket to win in 2022, who bragged today that he's going golfing with Trump this weekend. Lindsey Graham, who won't stand up to people who believe Democrats are the devil's army. Graham is an enabler. He is a collaborator to Trump's great lie. And sure, Graham is a particularly egregious profile in sycophancy and weakness. But right now, Lindsey Graham is just reflecting the majority of the GOP. And Jessica Dean is out front live tonight on Capitol Hill. Jessica, what more are you hearing tonight about what those who oppose Trump on Capitol Hill, who voted guilty, are now facing tonight?
Well, of course, Aaron, we are waiting to see what happens with Senator Richard Burr and the GOP in the state of North Carolina. We are expecting them to censure Senator Burr. Now, he's not up for re-election, so the voters won't be able to make their voices heard on this in terms of voting for or against him again. But certainly seeing the state party censuring a long-sitting senator for his vote to impeach former President Trump is quite a message. And, of course, those 7 Republicans, you just named them, Senator Bill Cassidy in Louisiana, also facing censure from his Republican Party there in Louisiana. And we've seen a number of GOP committees in the state of Pennsylvania censuring Senator Pat Toomey since the vote on Saturday. And we've learned that the actual party there in Pennsylvania will be meeting in the coming weeks to discuss censuring him as well. So this is playing out in a number of states across the country. It was interesting. There was a statement from the Utah GOP party late this afternoon, Aaron, and they took a bit of a different approach. They really celebrated the diversity of thought. Of course, they have Senator Mike Lee, who voted to acquit, and Senator Mitt Romney, who voted to convict. And they said that there is power in our differences. That was the quote from their release. So a very different tact there from the state party in Utah. But it is quite the crossroads right now for the Republican Party as it sorts through all of this, looking toward 2022, and if it can take back the House and the Senate. And you have someone like Senator Lindsey Graham, who's calling former President Trump the most potent force in the Republican Party. And then you have someone like Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, again, who voted to convict, who says that he believes former President Trump's power will wane. So it is back and forth. It is the push and pull that is going to play out here as we look ahead to the next 2 years. And of course, now that we have President Biden's agenda coming to Capitol Hill, Democrats going to make an urgent push to get things like COVID relief through. Will it unify the Republican Party behind that message, or will they continue to show these fractures about the way forward and what kind of messaging will play in as they move toward 2022, Aaron?
All right, Jessica, thank you very much. So let's go now to longtime Republican donor Dan Eberhart and our own John Avlon. So, Dan, you've got the North Carolina GOP censuring Senator Burr. Senator Cassidy censured over the weekend. Of course, we've seen it in, 24 states across this country, various censures. Utah, the one example. Look, is this just a reflection, as I said, of the basest of the base, that this is just Trump's GOP now?
Absolutely. I think an example that you haven't mentioned tonight is Josh Mandel in Ohio, who's really been mostly irrelevant during the Trump era, announcing a fresh candidacy for the Senate, saying he's going to be a pro-MAGA candidate when he didn't have to do that. He's looking ahead to 2022. He obviously thinks Trump is going to be relevant when voters go to the polls in November of 2022. I think Trump has absolutely captured the Republican Party, and it looks to me right now like, Wile E. Coyote style, the party may be just willing to follow him over a cliff. The point of the party is to win elections, to espouse something, to stand for something, but to win elections. And we didn't do that in November. In fact, during Trump, we started with the House, the Senate, and the White House, and we lost all 3. And now the party continues to follow him with the censuring of Liz Cheney, Senator Cassidy, Senator Burr. It's amazing to watch, really, and very unfortunate as a longtime Republican.
Well, it is amazing, right, that they're so successfully peddling this message that winning is coming with this guy, when, as you point out, all this guy has done when it comes to politics in America is lose, ever since 2016, right, when he won the White House. So, John, let me show again that handwritten letter that Congressman Kinzinger shared that he got from family members. And look, I find this letter actually very moving because it shows the personal level of how much people believe this, and it's breaking a family apart. It's quite sad. After saying Kinzinger is going against his Christian principles and has joined the devil's army, the letter goes on to say, President Trump is not perfect, but neither are you or any of us for that matter. It is not for us to judge or be judged, but he is Christian. It is now most embarrassing, that is underlined 3 times, to us that we are related to you. And Kinzinger's cousin spoke to the New York Times and said, quote, I want Adam to be shunned.